So you want to know how to mod Stalker Call of Chernobyl? Well, I got it easy for you. I got this video for you. It's going to tell you what to do, going to tell you what to download, and it's going to be easy for you. It's not even an issue. All right? So all you have to do, start by going into your browser. Type up the URL, go to ModDB and type in Call of Chernobyl. Do whatever takes you. It's even in the description. Go to here. You're going to want to be to where you downloaded the game, and if you watched my last video or you already have it installed, you will have this version, because if you mod for 1.5, it's you have a very limited selection. But for 1.4, you got just about everything you could need. Then just go straight up into add-ons. This is if you don't want to download all the mods I have in the description. Just go through this. There's like a million mods. Download whatever you want. But first, I'm gonna show you how to mod a game and then show you what you have to look out for. Alright? This is a perfect example. I'm gonna open this up and boom. You see this? Don't use it. Doesn't matter what it tells you. Just if you see a big red warning that just says anything like remotely like this, I wouldn't recommend using it. And if this mod specifically did not have this message, you should pay attention to the title. The titles almost always have useful information. This bit, not important. This bit, also not important. But this bit is crucial. You need to know this. And if it isn't in the title, it'll be in the description. Boom. 1.5 only. Do not download this mod for 1.4. You just can't use it. Period. But if you have 1.5, which I again strongly do not recommend. I recommend 1.4. You got all kinds of mods. Like here. 1.4 right here. 1.4, 1.4, 1.4, and 1.5. And this one's interesting. So I'm going to show you how to download this kind of mod, and then one that's just straight up for 1.4. These mods I'm not going to be using, but I'm going to be showing you how to download them just in case. And then texture mods. Let's see. Alright, so this is a texture mod. Absolute Natural Redux. This says 1.5 at the top. But don't always take the name at face value. Always read the name and the description. If the description does not tell you this information, then only listen to the title, and if it says only 1.5, do not use the mod. I would recommend not using it, because dealing with incompatibilities is a pain in the ass, and it's just not worth trying to mod a game that may or may not work. So this mod works for both versions. It is a texture mod. Texture mods are not necessary, but this one a few mods are quite like it, so I'm going to download it alongside. So you just hit download. You can click this to make the process faster. If you're on Chrome, this will look different. I'd recommend making a mods folder beforehand. Do the same for every mod you want to download, no matter how many. Boop. Done. Piece of cake. Download. Boop. Done. Bada bing, bada boom. That's all you need. You can close out. I'm just going to minimize for now. Go into your mods folder. Your mods are going to be here, and they're going to be downloading. Once they are done downloading, I will skip to that and show you what to do when they're done downloading. Alright, so they're done downloading. Boom, wada bing, Papa John's. Don't worry about that folder right now. But you're going to want to make a folder like it. Just call it, it doesn't really matter. Just put a 1 exclamation mark and then type whatever. It really does not matter. And then take these mods and extract them into here. Just use, I recommend 7-zip, and go extract to, and then it'll say a name. You do that, boom. One of these will appear. And if they do, that means it's extracting. That's good. Let it do its thing. Do the same with every mod you are downloading. I'm going to delete this mod folder because it is not needed anymore. But it'll look like this when it's done. All of them will always look like this when it's done. If they don't, there's something wrong. Usually. Most mods are just installed like that. I've not come across a mod that hasn't installed like that. So as soon as that's done, you can just delete the RARs because they are no longer necessary. And here are the three differing things. So I'm using these because they're perfect for an example. This one, it comes with a game data, an optional, and a readme. Now, I recommend reading pretty much every readme you come across. But in this case, for this specific author with this specific layout, you do not need the readme. Now, this is your main thing. You're going to want to take this first. You're going to want to take it, you want to hit Control-C or Control-X. Doesn't matter, depends on if you're going to redo it or not. And then you put it in here, you Control-V, now that game data is in. Now you're wondering, what about the optional? Okay, easy. The optional comes with a few extra texture differences. And most computers can handle this, so it doesn't really matter. You can take both. All you have to do is make sure you do this bit after. And then you go in, you take it, and you just go into where you're putting all your mods in their finished place, hit replace, boom, done. And let's say that's all you wanted. Alright, done. You can now delete this if you want. I am, because I have a better mod select. I'm gonna do a different mod selection. Boom, done with. No longer need that. And then here is dynamic. Now for Dr. X, he always has a readme. I recommend popping open that readme, reading the descriptions, change logs, installs, all of it. If you download pretty much all the mods that he made, which I do recommend, starting with quest lines, all you need, like quest lines, factions, and more mutants, desolation, all that. Make sure this readme is the most important because it tells you how to install each of the mods in order. So if you only have 2 mods, let's say, and this is one that isn't mentioned in this readme, all of that's fine. Don't worry about it. All you need, do quest lines. Alright, this is quest lines. Boom. You take the game data, it tells you to do it first, and then you put it straight into here. Always do what the mod authors tell you, because they usually know what they're doing. Once that's in, if it says replace, hit replace. If it doesn't, then don't. Now that you're done with quest lines, you don't need to worry about that. In this readme, this one, boom, boom, boom. Very necessary information. It says you need to start a new game. It says all this stuff. So then you take the game data, once you're done with the readme, you put it in, you paste it. Simple as can be. It's pretty much all done. Just simple paste. I already put it in, so just like that. Then delete. Don't need those mods. Alright, as soon as you're done deleting or saving, doesn't matter, back it up, don't back it up, whatever. You got your game data done. That is how you unpack and put in your load order, just like that. It's all manual work. Then you take this, once it's done, Control-C or Control-X, doesn't matter. Then you go into your main non-1.5. You go into your main game, the one you want to mod. And then first, before you're done, hit copy and make a backup if you didn't already. If you did already, then just copy the game data, go straight in, Control V, just paste it in there, and you're ready to go. Double click on your COC, and you're ready to play. Your game is modded, you're done, don't need to worry about it. As long as you did all the readmes and read the descriptions, you're all good. You're done modding, you finished it all. But then you started playing. And you weren't quite satisfied. So, you kept watching. This part has everything you need. Everything. Every little detail you need to make your Stalker Call of Chernobyl perfect. Now, which mods are those? They are these: Absolute Nature Redux, Autumn Winds, Enhanced Sun Effects, SWTC, Structure Redux, and Gore mod. These are all in the description under graphical and other and whatnot. It's all in the description for you. Once you go to it, you go download now, and you download it like I showed you earlier, with every single one. Is leave them how they are. I'm gonna delete them because I don't need that space. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna have them all extracted, all ready to go, and you're gonna make a load order folder or a ready to install or whatever you want. I just wanted to do a quick thing that I noticed while recording this. I kind of went off and didn't say something correctly. You're at this part. I tell you make a load order thing. I'm gonna show you in a brand new folder. Yours looks like this with mod that and then mod that. These are your now extracted mods. Now, what I'm asking you to do is make a folder, call it load order, and all your mods are gonna be just like this, just hanging out right here. These are your mods. I am telling you to make this folder. And then pretty much when you see the part where I tell you to rename them 1 and then 2 and all the way through, that's pretty much, it should look like this. It kind of looked confusing in the video because what I was saying didn't match up with what I was doing. And what I want you to do is rename each folder starting with A&R as 1, AW as 2, ESFX as 3, SWTC as 4, SR as 5, and Gore mod as 6. As soon as you have them all like this, it should look exactly like all your stuff should be, all these graphical mods should be set up. Extract it, rename them, and then at the end of all that, it'll look just like this. Perfect. And you can pause, do that, come back. I'm gonna interrupt myself again in the middle because I noticed while editing, I ordered it like this. You all saw it, you all got it ordered like this. I'm going to change that around. I'm gonna leave everything to be the same, and you pretty much install it the exact same way, but you're just gonna install it in this order instead. So you're going to change it from A&R being first to third, SFX to fifth. Gore mod pretty much stays the same. SR to 1, AW stays the same, and that's your new load order. Show you how to install it with this new load order. So with this new one, I didn't do this yet. With this new one, you start with this, get rid of the optional. You go game data, put that in there, and this will take a while to complete. Alright, now that is done, go in here, get the plant fix, copy it, put it in the load order, paste, replace, boom, done. You're done with SR. Now AW, get rid of the README, game data, simple as can be, put in load order, just like that. Now, the reason I'm changing load order is because I messed up, because the one huge part of load orders, what I was trying to say was, when you have a load order, there are the smaller mods, and then there are the bigger mods, and then there are different mods. If mods do similar things, such as a retexture, and then that retextures the same thing, let's say retextures weapons and armor, and you got an overhaul sized retexture that overhauls weapons, armors, and all kinds of things, and then you got a small one that just does one gun or one piece of armor. If you load in the one piece of armor first, there's a high chance that the overhaul, after you load it on top of that, will overwrite it, and there would have been no point in you even using this mod. While if you use the overhaul first, and then put the smaller mod on top of that instead, it will overwrite maybe a few files from the overhaul, but overall, all of the files from the overhaul will be still there, except for maybe the few inconsistencies that this smaller mod replaced. And for mods that are completely different, this size difference doesn't really matter, because they won't conflict with each other, because they don't have anything to do with each other. But any mod that has any incompatibility with another mod will have issues if you load it in the wrong way, if you load a bigger mod on top of the smaller mod. Boom. Same thing here. Putting it in the right way means that when you replace things, it's replaced by a smaller mod, which means the big mod usually holds on to most of its files, while the smaller mod holds on to all of its files, and pretty much just, if you're a modder, you like someone who mods frequently, you should know this by now. Like, load orders are extremely important, and screwing them up can screw up your game. Mind you, this game seems to be able to handle screwed up mods pretty well, unlike more common modded games like Bethesda titles like Skyrim. And enhance ground detail. And then go down, now you're done with that. Game data, it's just textures. So yeah, doing it right means pretty much you'll get all the retextures. Every retexture you need will all be in there, guaranteed, and nothing will be missing. Whilst if you put it in the wrong way, you'll get a bunch of files that are missing, and it's not fun. And sometimes even the retextures don't even show up or anything, so alright, as soon as you're done that, options, atmosphere haze layer. Boom. Now, I actually don't know I don't remember what this does. I believe it's a fog effect. Pretty much. I'm not 100% sure, because I have not used it, and I did not read into that optional file very much. Probably should have. Alright, then go into ESFX, copy game data, load order, boom, in there, and that should be all up in that business. Then sunfix, place, and then leave these. And then gore mod, I actually do not have the gore mod currently installed separately because I didn't do it, but pretty much same premise. Copy game data, boom, all done. No longer in need of those. And pretty much you can take this load order and put it into your ready to install. If you don't want anything else, you just wanted retextures, nothing else, then just go, instead of putting it into a second ready to install folder like I am, because I'm going to be installing more mods. I'm going to be installing more mods. All going to be hunky-dory. I should have cut that actually so I don't have to delete it after copying it. That's fine. I'll deal with that. But instead of putting it all in there, if you just wanted retextures, go into your main modded, paste it straight into your game data, and you're good to go. But if you want more, put it into a second ready to install and clean up your load order, because you're going to be needing it again. You're going to need this to more organized so you can't mess up any details. But if you want more gameplay, more sound, better weapon damage, pretty much make the game play a lot better, more fun, and a lot less frustrating and boring and all that crap, then stay tuned, because there will be more. Alright, so you're ready to finally get all the gameplay, get all the nice juicy stuff. Well, you're going to want to come to your browser, you're going to want to open up the description, you're going to want to pop in all the rest of the mods that you have not yet downloaded, and it should look something like this if you open them all up and just download each one, and it will take a bit of time, especially if you have slower internet. Just download each and all of them, and they should pop into your wherever you downloaded them, and then they should all be in zip files. Extract them all, just like this. Extract 7-zip, extract to name, boom. Once it's done, you delete the zip. So the video is going to look really strange because this is the actual load order that you need to do. Again, I had a mishap with the load orders, I know. But this is your load order. If you want your game to work, make sure you do it this way. So the video is gonna look really goddamn weird, but now that you know this, you'll know why, and it's all good. I had these previously renamed, so that's why they look different to yours. They should all look normal like this. So these should all be looking like this now, all of them, every last one. Once your load order folder looks like this, remember your load order is this. Remember that it is this, not what it is in the video, but this. All you're gonna have to do, models, open the readme, simple as can be. Back up your files first, all that fun stuff. Don't need these anymore. Game data, copy, ready to install, paste right into there. Now this mod is pretty much an overhaul of done. Alright, now you got Tosca models out of the way. That's one of the bigger ones, but well, a lot of these are big. And now into quest lines. You do not need the Russian text unless you're Russian. We already got this in the right load order. Change factions in games, talk to one of the NPCs. I'd recommend when you go in, like it says, installation, to use this mod, you will see an option that says story mode inside when you go to play a new game. Do not select it. Leave it alone. Don't press anything that has anything to do with story mode. Don't touch it. leave story mode unchecked. And that way you can play quest lines, which is far superior. Ready to install? Control V. Boom. Bada bing. Bada boom. Simple as can be. Do the same for this. Boom. All the simple things already all there. All good. Get the readme. Game data. Boom. Replace. Actions. Do not need this, because all this is just a simple little image. Here, I'll show it to you. It's just this. It is very, very blurry in the red text. It's hard to read and probably impossible for you, but this is all just a bunch of stuff that you don't need to worry about, because this is all just the faction system overhauled. All of it is all good. You do not need the JPEG. Then you go to the README, same stuff as before. No longer need it. Boom, copy, ready to install, paste, replace. Because factions, relations, and dynamic factions contradict each other, but you're supposed to do this one first because this has most of the files necessary, and this just adds a couple extra things. AO3, README, boom. Go to your Stalker, install, does not already exist. Da-na-na, da-na-na. Do. Boom. Game data. Done. Boom. Do install. This is another big overhaul. And that is done. And then finally is more mutants. Now, if you paid attention to what it said in the other ones in there, it said more mutants and or desolation. Do not use with desolation and mutants at the same time. Don't worry about this looking like it won't work. This is a different mod that does a similar thing to what Dr. X's desolation does, but without the conflicts with more mutants being devastating. So, boom, all of it's fine. Get rid of the README. Copy. Ready to install. Paste it in. Quick go, because I forgot to put this in the actual rest of the video. AO3 mod June sound. Pop it in, put it in your load order. If it says replace, hit replace. If it doesn't, don't. And then Dan's desolation. README. It already exists. Replace all that thing. All the standard things. Raiders buy damaged weapons. You're gonna want that. Place files. And here's COC muffled PDA Geiger. Pretty much do the same thing. Already put it in there. Boom, done. So no longer need this README. Boom. These are older versions of this mod. I do not recommend using the old ones, because this is such a small, minuscule mod. You'll not have much glitches or crashes or anything from it. It literally just adds money upon a corpse drop. After that, much smaller mod, much simpler, just a simple copy, paste, done. Now this is an interesting mod because it gives you 4 options in a file backup. Don't worry about backup file. If you should have already done backups upon backups by now. And so this is where you choose for yourself what you want. Ultralight is slightly stronger than original. I do not recommend it. That's why I'm going to be deleting it. Then there's Ultralight, which is for the people who like a really nice challenge, a good, like it's fair but it's challenging at the same time. That is for you. If you like normal standard FPS gameplay, you go for stronger. And if you do not like, and if you like realistic weapon damage, then you go for the strongest. It's also very overpowered. I'm gonna go with the stronger option, but you do what you like. You no longer need the readme. I'm going with this. Boom. Done. Better conditions. Do not get 5. Straight up delete it. Then do not use it for this particular set of mods. Whatsoever, no exceptions. Do not use it. Okay, so I forgot to put in this, so I'm going to quickly do it. Copy. Boom. Pat. Bum. Diddly done. That's it. Fast travel, same thing. Get rid of 5, go for 4. Boom. Done, just like that. And now you are done with that. Go into here, there's a readme this time. This does not appear in your options under game. This does not exist. This will not exist in game because it will always already be applied, so do not worry about that. In order to fast travel, you go to PDA map and you just click on an area and then you fast travel. Delete the readme, copy the game data, replace every time. 283 items. This is the last mod. 238 files. Place it all. Boom. Now you no longer need any of these. I'm gonna delete them. Save some space on my hard drive. And this is a total size of all the overhaul mods of around 5 gigabytes for all the overhaul mods. And for all the textures, it is 2.4 gigabytes for all the textures. What you're going to do is Control X this and go Control V on this. Replace the text. The reason why we did the textures first is because they are expendable. You do not require textures in order to have fun gameplay. You can play a game that looks like total ass, and as long as it has great gameplay, it will be fun, irregardless. Now, there's a backup, and then there's a modded. I am going to replace the game data of my modded because I use this as a test of a bunch of mods, of these mods that I just thrown together. I didn't really care about what order I put them in. I threw them together and the game kind of worked. it started, but the load times were horrendous. Everything was kind of jumbled, and some things weren't even there. Some things were, some things weren't. And go to the backup, and the backup, copy, boom, database, app data, saved games, delete my saved game. There we go, bin, configs, all that. Now the load order is all done, ready to install, is ready to go. Game data, Chernobyl, Control V. You are putting a total of over 7 gigabytes of pure mods. 7.37 gigabytes of mods. Over 13,000 files and 600 folders. Making this around over 10 gigabytes total, and depending on how slow it is, how slow your computer is, it will in fact take a while. Now this isn't the most efficient method of modding, but it is the safest. It is the least likely to screw up, because if you screw up in your load order, all you have to do is just recopy, repaste, redo it again. If you go put it straight in and you screw something up, you have to reinstall, and and if you don't even have a backup, you have to reinstall from scratch. All your settings are gone, everything's kaput. Nothing is fun. When you have your backup, when you have the safe load order, safe mod install, everything is peachy. And then everything just installs at once, and it's all good. And once it's all installed, it's ready to go. You're ready to play, ready to have fun. It's all good to go from here. And it will ask you, do you want to replace these files? Do that. Yes. Hit replace files. And then you're done. Go play. Have fun.